Well, hello. I want to talk a little bit about going to takedowns from the guard. It's a fairly well-known topic about me that people are interested in, and I want to shoot a little video about that. Now, before I go into specific options and into the techniques themselves, I want to cover a couple of misconceptions or to clear up a couple of things about that situation where you want to go and kind of wrestle the guy down from the guard. Now, the first thing is that idea or that wrestling concept is not a substitute for guard. What I mean by this is that a lot of times people think that, you know, okay, I'm gonna wrestle from the bottom, okay, and like I'm not ever gonna play guard, okay, and they end up here, and the first thing they do, they try to go in there. Now, if you don't know how to play guard, and especially if he has a fairly good understanding of wrestling as well, and he tries to keep you weight on you, you know, I see this really bad thing. It's really awkward. Like he tries to shoot in, his back is arched, and I'm going to wrestle him, and I'm going to sprawl onto him, and I'm going to just over wrestle him. Okay, and he has no idea how to play guard because all he wants to do is really just struggle for a takedown, and that wastes a lot of energy, and that's not what jiu-jitsu is all about. You should do setups and you should have a good timing. So it's not that every moment. So the idea is that every moment you're on the bottom is not just trying to straight up go and grab a leg and achieve a takedown, because you do need to play guard. Like let's say I would start to go and he would sprawl on me, boom, and I would feel like really I'm sprawled upon and I cannot do that. So I start playing guard. I play guard here. Maybe I start attacking here. He feels that now he wants to pop out of it. Boom! Then I might start to go like and go in there. Okay? So you kind of still need to have a guard, and you need to have a good guard. Because if he resists, you need to fall down back and attack from the guard, and find your opportunities from there. So that's the first concept that or explanation that I wanted to get out there. That the takedowns, having the idea of wanting to wrestle from the guard and shooting in for takedowns, is not a substitute for the guard play itself. You still need to have the open guard movements. You need to be able to play on your back, having shrimping, having spins here, just playing around here, attacking from a seated guard, guillotines, whatever. You need to have the whole game, and then you can you add that extra weapon to your arsenal, the idea, the mindset of also going for the takedown. Okay, so yeah, so that was the one explanation I wanted to get out. The other one is that it's if you have never wrestled before, if you don't know much about wrestling and you just think it's about grabbing the leg and taking the other guy down, you're going to have a reality check, okay? Because the thing is, when you go for takedowns, when I want to go for a leg, it's basically wrestling, all right? And if you don't know this, the most that sticks out in my eyes is when I see a jiu-jitsu guy go for a takedown. His back is really arched. He's like going here, like really awkwardly holding the leg, and the other guy sprawls onto him, and he's like boom, and fails. You know, he has no base. He has no idea how to wrestle the guy down, because in wrestling you use let's say it's just a little single leg situation. Okay, the way my body is positioned, you see the back is straight. I develop power from my legs. I push into him with my upper body. Okay, that's what wrestling is about. You ram him down using good balance and posture, and you're really strong against him. You manipulate him well. Boom. Okay, wrestling gives you that base and posture and balance to drive in, and you have a very good drive. Okay, and that's something like another common situation I see when jiu-jitsu guys who never wrestled before, when they go on their knees. Let's say I'm in half guard. Okay, I'm in half guard. I want to go to my knees. So he goes to his knees, and he's like, you see, the back is arched. He doesn't bring the leg out. I'm really awkward balance here. And if he just a little bit sprawls and pushes me, I fall down here, and I'm really bad. No, what I would do in a wrestling ball, I would get full balance here. Nice base balance. He tries to take me down now. No way, man. Now I'm going to develop my body weight. I'm going to ram him down. Now that's wrestling. Wrestling gives you the ability to use your body and having great finding those, how to place your legs and
what kind of arm positions and body position, so that you have great balance and you can drive your ram into it and you're not going to fall over. That's something that's lacking in jiu-jitsu, guys, and that's another part. Just as you cannot go for takedowns without playing the guard, having the knowledge of how to play the guard, you find it very hard to actually finish the takedowns if you have never wrestled before. So that's not a reality check. You should try to wrestle. You should try to find the postures and you know, yeah. So again, you know, wrestlers, they try to turn you over when the other guy is here. They try to lift you up and turn you one way or the other way. And you know, they learn to use their body weight really well. Like in this situation, I balance myself this way because I can start ramming to develop heavy weight on him. I will add jiu-jitsu to it. I will turn in and I will start attacking the back as well. But the way I would manipulate and use a lot of my own body weight, and that takes really a little energy of me. It's just basic wrestling and concepts. Just positioning myself in a way that I'm really powerful, that I use a lot of body motion here, just ramming into it, having great balance and posture. And again, if I see jiu-jitsu guys never wrestle before, they're really awkwardly here, not bad balance, trying to yank some stuff and not really happening. So, all right. So I hope you realize those two things that you might see. You might realize when you actually start to do those things that it's not as easy as just having the mindset, the skill set of playing the guard and wrestling both. You need them both. Play guard, have a good guard, wrestle, have good takedowns, know how to develop your body weight on the other guy, and then you can combine them. So that's like a little prerequisite or something that you would need to think about first. Okay, so that's out of the way. I'll give you just a couple of ideas that I like to do, and maybe you can add them to your game or go further from there. So okay, so getting a takedown from the guard. So in the first scenario, I would say where you find it most easily to be able to go for a takedown is a situation where he does not actually go heavily onto me and does not try to put me on my back. So you'll see this stuff happening in competition. If you watch my earlier videos about guard passing, I explained that it's his goal. If I was to pass it, it's my goal to put me on my back. So he would need to come into me, push me down on my back, and keep me here. Okay? This is how I know the situation to go for a takedown from here. All right? But if he doesn't do that, then again, you'll see that quite often. You'll see in jiu-jitsu competitions, guys like he's in seated guard and the other guy's like here. You know, there's like here, boom, boom, just sneaking around here, boom, doing here, just standing here. Okay? He's not really trying to put. I'm not really trying to put him on his back. And in these kind of moments where the other guy is not really heavily engaging, like just trying to push you down, those situations where you can go for takedowns quite easily, in my opinion. So I'll give you a couple of examples. I'll do the first one when he's on his knee. Like when he's on his knee, yeah, so he's maybe, you know, you see guys attacking like this sometimes. You see that they're kind of like this, one leg in front, or maybe two here, quite low. Okay, I'll cover this and then I'll talk a little bit about standing up. So when you see this stuff like happening, so he's not really engaging. I'm in a seated guard. I want to be seated. Okay. He's not really engaging me, and we're doing some goofy stuff here. Okay? He's doing goofies. He's giving me the option to attack him. So now the idea is to kind of just off-balance him a little bit. So what I'd really like to do is just grab a hold of the leg and push the upper body. Boom. So whatever you're doing here, I will also start to lean forward. I'll explain that in a moment. I will grab the leg, and when you grab the leg, you just want to tilt him over. You can do it with the arm if you have a grip here. You can just push him like boom, getting over here. Or you can ram into him, wrestling style. Alright? That's what I also like to do. I ram him, get my head in there. And now again, this is where the wrestling part starts to come in. I need to position, you see the way I maneuver my legs to get behind me, to get my weight forward and get my legs behind me so that I can push with them. Again, a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, they stay awkward here and they get sprawled upon, you know. Yeah. So what I would need to do is get to that resting base immediately. So I'm here, I would lean forward, I would push him, I would lean forward, I would get my legs out from underneath me. I would come, put my weight over my legs and then turn my legs out from underneath. And now I'm in that rocket base position again. Ram into him. Take him down. So, that's just one of the options that I like to do a lot, is that when his leg's in front of me, even, so his leg's sticking out in front of me, I grab it and then I either ram into him, push him, or do the both. Ram into him and push him. And get my base underneath me. Because he might get up on his leg again, but then we're going to wrestle. And once again, this is where you need a wrestling. This is just single leg situation. Boom, get your wrestling up to bar. So this is one of the most common situations you might find yourself entering into a takedown mode. Is that when he's not really engaging you, he's on his knees here. Boom, you're doing some stuff here, and mind your legs. It depends on your flexibility a little bit. I have fairly good flexibility here. You know, my legs are wide apart. I can squat. I can bend over a lot. Some people can't. They can't bend their legs. They're like this. Okay. In my case, I could easily go over my legs like this. You see, boom, have my wrestling base underneath me. A lot of people can't do it. If your legs are like this, you can't do that. In those situations, you need to tilt on one side and come up from there. So in this case, if I had a little less flexibility, I would grab the leg, maybe put my hand on the ground and come over this leg. Boom, come over and get my base underneath me. And now it's just again grab into it, boom, start wrestling. So this is either if you have good flexibility, you could be really low here. Be really low here, grab the leg and boom, start ramming up. And if you have less flexibility, you should probably try to come up over one leg, turning one leg totally down, since they don't flex that far apart. So boom on one side and then coming up over. Weight forward, getting your base underneath you. Boom, ramming into him. Ramming that resting shoulder into him. Boom, boom. All right. So this is one idea. Get the leg to stop him from having him, so that he cannot sprawl out of it. Okay, but then you need to immediately start pushing him, and you have to do that with in a really nice posture. Straight back, grab into him with your shoulder and get your legs underneath you. They're in front of me, they need to be here. Boom, I go over, or occasionally, you could also go, this is something with the gi I could do. Like I grab the gi and I keep him there, he tries to push me forward, and then I like scoot backwards. Boom, I scoot backwards, my legs underneath me, so that I can wrestle him. Boom. Okay, so that's one idea for you, and another one that I want to talk about is, well, you could go for all sorts of takedowns from here. Yeah, you could go for straight to double. You know, you're here, you're wrestling here. You're not wrestling actually, but just playing or trying to achieve some kind of a grips on him. Again, just as in stand-up wrestling, I might do a setup here. I wouldn't go immediately here. It might be sprawl out really easily. Boom, yeah? So I would first, maybe we're here, I would maybe grab the head here. I'd pull it down, he'd pull it up. Boom, in we go. Okay? Again, set up to make your life easier. Yeah, double leg. You could just go for a single leg here, low single here, bomb. All sorts of stuff. But the idea is grabbing the legs, and then developing your body weight in a way a wrestler would. Get your base underneath you. You cannot push if I stay here. Hard to push. I need to get my leg, boom. Now I have good base to start wrestling. Very important. And another situation, when he stands up, it's basically the same. So he's standing up, and I would like to shoot into him. I might do again, usually, but that's what I would do. I would do a setup. Either it could be arm drag, he would try to lift it up, bomb, and then I would go into him again. And the same thing happens. Now it's just most likely I would need to stand up, really stand up. This is again, if I see guys who haven't wrestled before and they try to do a takedown from here, this is something that you see sometimes, and I'm like, oh, okay, so they're like here, they come on their knees and they're like trying to take that guy down, and he sprawls. Really nasty looking. So wrestler wouldn't start to bump on his knees like this. That's moronic. Okay? He would like bomb. He would maybe set up. He would come up, bomb, come up, and you know even he has base here, and he could wrestle. Boom, take it down. Okay, so that's another example of that, where a guy has never wrestled before and thinks that it's just grabbing the leg and taking him down. It's having a good posture to do that. You need to get your legs underneath you move around, be mobile, develop your body weight. And this is a good example that if you don't have that skill set, you're gonna, a lot of times you're gonna fail the takedown. So just here, basics, just arm fronting, you're looking for grips, might go there again, whatever. Again, and now if I go in, I need to get my body weight there and my legs underneath me. Boom, going in there, getting my legs out from underneath me. And now it's just resting. Hips underneath, boom. That's what I like to do. You can finish the takedowns. You know, there's all sorts of takedowns, finishes, how you can, singles and doubles, you can finish them. This is just something that I like to do. But the idea is still the same. Go in with a good posture and get your legs underneath you. Okay, and just another, a whole other subject that I'm going to give you a few ideas on is when he actually does put a weight on you. It's very easy to go in. This is, I encourage highly when somebody's passing their guard this way, that it is just sneaking around here. You know, just going one way, I would just, boom, just go in there. Grab them, get your base underneath you and start wrestling, boom, go in there. This is a very, very good spot to go for if there's no engagement. And a whole other subject is when he actually does drive into me. He puts me on my back, and this part is where you need to have your guard again. Okay? He put me on my back. If I would just try to go for a single leg here, you know, that would be ridiculous. I need to play guard here, shrimp, put my legs there, play around here a little bit, and find a moment. Okay? And to find the moment from there, a simple thing to try to conceptualize and try to apply is to sort of like play it like push-pull. So he would come into me, he would put me on a back, so I play guard here a little bit. And what I usually like to do is, I would like to get back into the seated guard if I don't have any good attack going on. Maybe he gives me the arm drag, I would go for it. But there's nothing really going on. Frame and shrimp. Frame and shrimp, I would start to come up. Maybe he would come onto me. Yeah, he would keep coming, I would keep going here until I get some attack going. Okay, maybe I get a guillotine going here. And then when he wants to retract, he wants to get out there. Boom, when he wants to go out there, then you find the moment to go into him. Boom, again, get your base underneath you and go for a takedown. So, you have to play guard, and that's something that I like to do, that when there's nothing going on and I'm in the guard, my guard, there's nothing going on. I put frames here with the legs, with the arms, I frame and I shrimp, I play around here, I start to come up. You know, if there's a distance between us, I would try to capitalize on that. If there's no distance, he would still try to come onto me, then I could try to go for usually arm drags, guillotine, something that either I get or make him retract, okay? Make him try to get out of it. Boom, if he gets out, boom, I push him. So I use the momentum against him. And in overall sense, that's it. I could go over 1,000 variations of, specific variations of stuff, but you know, that takes a humongous load of time. So the idea is that if he's not engaging you, go for it. But you need to have good wrestling to do that. And if he tries to put you on your back, you need to have guard. You need to play around. And to find the openings, I usually try to shrimp on my, frame and shrimp on my seated guard, back into the seated guard and find an opening. You know, if he's really heavily stacking onto me, then you just do jiu-jitsu attacks, sort of jiu-jitsu attacks. Arm drags, guillotines, whatever. You might go for a triangle. Anything that makes him want to get out of there when you're attacking him. All those sorts. Pulling him arm, he pulls it out. When he pulls it out, you go in. Okay, so yeah. So I'll cut it here. The last thing that I want to a little bit mention is that I got asked this, that aren't you afraid or don't you get caught in guillotines when you go for takedowns? Well, the answer is yes and no, but because when you're new to this, especially again if you haven't wrestled before, if you have wrestled, you know that kind of a in takedowns, that's something that I, at least when I teach wrestling, in takedowns that I emphasize to people to have their, you know, the head is up and your back is straight when you go in So let's say I shut in for a takedown. If your head is low, if your head is like this, yeah, it gets, not only gets it caught in guillotine better, but also when he's not doing guillotine, when you're in wrestling mode, he gets to sprawl on you better because my back starts to get arched now. He puts, you see, this is my spine here, and the easy lever is here. When he puts weight here, it starts to go down. So if it's naturally looking down and he sprawls on this, it would start to, I would really get awkward and I would fail. He would sprawl onto it. Now, if I have my head up, on the other hand, if I'm like this here, and he would sprawl, he would find it considerably harder to do. And I would have better options to keep resting on it. Basic duck under. So how you fight when you have your arm here, you get your hips close and you lift your head up, boom. Table guillotine. He wants to do a guillotine. There's no guillotines coming from here. Boom. I'm so used to having a strong neck and pushing my head up, boom. There's no guillotines. So that's something that wrestling also gives you. You should, you know, wrestlers have this neck here, no neck, really high trapezius, big trapezius muscle. Head is up and they're really pushing their head. That's when you do takedowns here. When you do takedowns, you push with the head a lot. You should be pushing with the head a lot. Pushing, maneuvering into it. And when you do that, it's very hard for him to do a guillotine. So, again, when you're a beginner, you've never done this before, expect 100 guillotines from there. And eventually, when you learn wrestling and somebody, your coach emphasizes you, or you know that you have to push with your head and keep it up there, then you don't get caught that much in there. So there's no magic that you should, little trick to do. There's just being able to deal with it, and to be able to deal with is having to play with your head, keeping it up there. If you're pushing is, if you're classic, again, just classic wrestling situation. When he goes for a front headlock on me, and I try it, it's like really good, you know, I keep my head up, boom, there's nothing bad's gonna happen. If I let it go like this, okay, then it's another situation. All right? So keeping your neck strong enough will actually just prevent all of that nastiness. And of course, and occasionally you do kind of get into it, but then again, when I go in and he grabs around my head, if you're used to it again, you kind of, you just learn to like shrug it in. You learn to shrug it and defend it. So I go in, he grabs it around, I take him down, and I keep coming onto him. I'm actually not too much worried anymore. I have strong neck, I make it short, I fight the grip. And I can't get out of it. But the idea is to how deep do you let it go in the first place? If you're used to it, you won't let it. He might look like he has the arm around your neck, but you're actually defending it quite well. And that's my advice to be able to deal with guillotines. At first, you're gonna fail at it. You're gonna get a lot of guillotines at first. But if you keep at it and you know what you have to do to make it right, you need to have a strong neck, shrug it in, keep it up. If it starts to get there, play around with the grip a little bit, tucking your chin in, and in the end, it's not gonna be a problem. I got caught a lot at first, not much anymore. So that's my advice on that. Okay, and that's where I'm gonna cut all of this now. All right.